Hi everyone, welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina, and today we're doing a collective read, but more than 5 cards this time. Um, we're gonna start with the chakra cards and Mother Earth cards. They're the same size, so I put them together. They're a combo, and let's see what's going on. We just had the Taurus full moon, not full moon, new moon, and for a lot of people, it was it was intense in a certain way, but intense in a way to give you an experience so you may have a breakthrough. This is alchemy at its best. There's things we don't know, and we're always learning about ourselves. Okay? And when these experiences happen, then we take a step back and, oh yeah, okay, I'm still triggered by that. Or okay, so what's the resolution? What do you do? Um, well, you could change your mind. You get yourself in a state away from fear and instead focus on inspiration. If you're in fear, anxiety, depression, fear can be so subtle, so tiny, and it prevents you from hearing intuition. Although a person may be intuitive, you don't have access to it if you're in fear. So as soon as you realize you're in fear, anxiety, the spectrum is anxiety, fear about the future, depression, fear about everything that went wrong. So you gotta put yourself aware of those two, but not so focused. Just focus on what needs to be done next. It's not an easy, but it gets better. All right, what else do we got for the collective? There's a few that came here. Some people may feel they're isolated. It's a card of isolation. That's what they're changing. While they're isolated, they may be in a land of confusion. Um, maybe they gotta realize they are already perfect the way they are. Everything everybody else told you is not necessarily it's not your truth. It's their opinion of you. So it's what they think, but that don't matter to who you are. You got to discover who you are. You're already perfect in always an evolutionary stage. You're always evolving. And because it was beside the card confusion, perfection could be, when you have that perfectionism and it gets you into anxiety because you feel you did something wrong again. Oh no, I didn't do it perfect. Uh, that could lead to internal problems and blockages as well if you keep seeking perfection. Um, just realize you are perfect in perfection. You could spin it that way. But one way to access your most sublime self is have gratitude. Gratitude for your lessons. Gratitude for everything. Excuse me. My throat is dry. And I've been drinking water. Gratitude for that too. Alright, let's see what we got. I have uh, one of the astrology cards. Gratitude that you are a certain age. This Saturn returns, and it's has to do with age, and it's card number 50. Have gratitude that you've had such an expansive experience. Maybe it's not to your own expectation where you should be, But even the word should, you can leave that out of your head. Like, everyone on the earth in the collective is opening up, or is being influenced by, or is realizing we're all in the same boat, same basket. Don't matter what age you are, you're going to learn the lessons of the day. And for a lot of people, it's a similar lesson because we're all in that energy. If I'm in a bucket of water, let's say, okay, this is my metaphor. I'm in a bucket of water, and the collective energy all of a sudden sprays this coloring, and this coloring is yellow. So everyone in the bucket is being influenced by the color yellow. A few days later, the universe is spraying in blue. So everybody in the collective is feeling the effects or being influenced by the color blue. So this is my metaphor of I'm associating an image to a feeling or an energy. We don't have all the words yet, but we're getting there. So, and Saturn is a planet of lessons. So this is when you have your most intense lessons. Ooh, what else do we got? Okay, so Saturn returns, age. Then we have South Node, card number 42, life's debts. Okay, could be some karmic cycle you need to finish off. South Node, North Node. This is South Node, which is the opposite of your North Node. Okay, North Node is usually what you need to learn for yourself. It's something you got to work at to be able to accomplish. You got to put a little bit of effort into. South Node is something you have naturally. I'm for astrology. You can look those up because it is available online, so anyone has the ability to look at it. So it's saying that you're going to resolve your life's debt, basically. You're finalizing what you would call a karmic cycle. Next card, Pluto transformation. Finishing this karmic cycle is like congratulate yourself, be grateful, stay in that gratitude energy. You're gonna have beautiful transformation. Okay. All right. What else we got? Oh, I get these little moon cards. Moon goddess, I think. I forget their names. Okay. It's basically oracle cards that have a word on it and imagery, and it's beautiful. It's inspiring. What do we got for the collective? After that transformation, you got new beginnings. See that door? And as you're going through these new beginnings, don't be afraid. Don't fall into fear. You have protection. Okay? You are loved by the universe and you are protected. Just knowing that. And continue with your self-love. As these new beginnings happen, know that you're protected. You don't have to fall into fear anymore. That was old programming. And yes, maybe we'll be operating from an old system because the new system we're like knowing but not knowing. So we go right away for what we're used to. And that's what we do when we kind of are not sure. But become sure that you're protected. Have it so strongly inside of you that you don't have a worry anymore. And it gives you more time for that self-love. And that self-love is also expressed with gratitude. And you'll see the alchemy of this transformation that's happening. You'll see how it comes together for you. And there'll be a point where you realize that, oh, everything that happened, it had to happen this way so I can get here today in this way. Because if I would have done it a different way, I've been missing this part, missing that part, and then I'd be like stuck today when all the energies are aflow and I'm just able to get into that flow and enjoy this. Okay, there is two that came out. This is the wisdom wisdom cards from Dina Cooper. It's my first deck actually. We have two. Oh, presence. Practice the art of presence. Presence means that you don't even think about if you're protected or not, because that's future thinking. Um, Presence, you're in the now. In the now, you have access to everything, but you got to keep yourself in the now. It's very much a dance of life, a balancing act. You get better at it for yourself, okay? So, presence. The past is gone and the future has not yet manifest. However, your thoughts, words, and actions in this moment profoundly affect the next stage of your life. Every positive feeling you have now builds those good qualities into the time to come. Wisdom guides you to be alert and conscious, for the current instant is the point of power when you can change your destiny. When you give your total attention to people or situations, your presence has a profound impact and is deeply influential. Affirmation: I am conscious and aware now. You don't even have to say anything when you got that power of presence. Some people think, oh, I'm in the present moment, so whatever happens, I'll interact with it and I'll just be reactive. You're being reactive. Or you hear something and you have immediately a conversation or rhetorical or something to say back, but you're not saying it. That is the monkey mind. That has to be calmed down. Almost there's nothing. The power of presence is you're so in. You know when you're in love, you don't think of anything really. You're just like, ah, I don't. Nothing's in my head, but I feel so good. Like that's that's a way of explaining what that power of presence kind of feels like. That's a way to get there as well. Being in love, just being in love for the sake of feeling being in love. You don't have to have a partner or anything to attach it to. You could just self create it. So when you're in the power of presence, you are you with you, reflecting you. I guess that's one way of showing it. But words are limiting. So from certain key words, how to get there. There's lots of info online. And when you actually experienced it, even if it was for a moment, and then you practice and then you're able to hold that power of presence for a more extended period of time until you become consciously aware that you're in a mostly constant uh, in a constant you're constantly in your power of presence. All right, one way to get there as well is first you got to calm that monkey mind. And next card that came out, relaxation. Practice ways of relaxing. There's certain breathing techniques you got to understand that what it does. Like some people do the breathing exercise. Yes, they work great. Understand which ones you're doing. Some are for, yes, relaxation, and some of them are to breathe, and pull things out, like old residual fears and stuff. And even though it feels great while you did it, the next few days after that, you may easily get triggered. It's because the whatever feelings are coming to the surface to be let go at that moment. So, okay, this one says relaxation. I just thought I'd say that in passing. You can only connect with your magnificence and full potential when you relax deeply, for this allows your latent gifts and talents to emerge. In a state of calm relaxation, you can also handle your day to day challenges more easily, for you are able to flow through the seemingly impossible. You're when you're relaxed, you're not easily triggered. When you're relaxed, um, you'll recognize things and you slowed it down inside so much that you're no longer like, oh, this is that. You're not reactive. You're not having those knee-jerk reactions because you learn to calm yourself till there's no momentum almost. It's almost boring. You almost feel like some people have a hard time getting there because they were so used to being in the go 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 mode and to relax seems counterproductive to what their normal energy is. But the thing is, your go 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 energy was set in the dial of drama and bullshit. So you definitely, what you get to do is bring that down to almost nothing, and then you start back in a different direction. And yes, your vitality, the way you are, go, 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 but this time in a different energy. You'll be dialed into the power of presence. You'll be dialed into uh, your better, your best potential, your better self, your higher self. You're no longer aligning with what was. You're aligning with the new template, energy, energetic template that's available to us right now for the evolvement of human beings instead of the self-sabotage of a human being, which was the old template. Okay. So we're in the middle of the shift right now. So, and some things seem like other things. Okay. When a person, let's say you have one person here and they are, let's say you have a person that's learning to stand up for themselves. And they say, no, and they said, no, I'm not allowing this to cross my line, my boundaries, destroy my peace. To another person's eyes, if if they're still carrying some fear, to them, this will appear as narcissism, which is not, but from the eyes of fear, the ego will tell you that's what it is. Because while you're in fear, it's the ego that acts as your intuition. And that ego could send you in a whole shitloads of different directions that you thought for the moment that it was right. So it's really important to recognize the difference between ego promptings and, well, like, first, never mind ego and intuition. First, realize how you're feeling. Is it fear-based? Is it love-based? You'll know by how it feels. If anxiety is rising up inside it, that's fear-based. Automatically stop that momentum as fast as you can. If it's enhancing vitality, that's intuitive based. Okay, so start with those two. I'll keep it simple because it was really hard to define within myself too, in my own experience as well. And I'd be like, well, no, I don't want to be like that. But wait, okay. Oh, this is how, okay. And I'm always looking for ways to have it the most diplomatic way. Because I know the human experience is knee-jerk reactions, reactive self-sabotage. That's what it was. And now we're in the middle of this big shift collectively that we're entering this new platform of being human. And it's different, but it's so rewarding because it's everything we've been thinking in our heads that we've been asking the universe to make it available to us for all those years that we suffered and had drama and bullshit happening. So while we were going through all that, the contrast, we were asking the universe, please, we want this. So we were creating our future, which allowed this conscious awakening and the shift to actually take place. Or else the whole humanity was going towards um, self-destruction. And as a collective, we didn't want to go that way. So we're not going out without, we want this, um, we want a conflict resolution. We want diplomatic agreements. We want bridge of understandings. We want um, cooperation. We want compassionate action. So we're learning, and everything. The universe is so benevolent that yeah, they're maturing. They're asking for the right things. We're they're here. Let's see what they do with this. So okay, I didn't finish reading the relaxation. I got uh, into another subject, but it kind of all connects and relates because it's a mess of a web we're in it, and we're deciphering it, and then individually sprouting out and growing ourselves, and meeting up to the light that's given to us freely. Metaphor, we're like a flower, a plant, a tree, right? That's where our connection to Mother Earth comes in handy, because we need to ground. Well, we get to ground this experience. I am being conscious about certain words, and these words sends vibration to your body, and then it acts upon it because your innate, your smart body, all it knows is it's what's going on right now. That's it. And then it will respond to what's going on right now. That's it. Like if you say, I feel tired, the body right away starts acting and everything. It's make sure you're tired because that's what you asked for. So instead, say, I feel I need rest and I'll feel better. You set your future up better for yourself. And innate automatically starts aligning everything to what it is you want. So that's why it's important to keep your focus on what it is you do want. Never mind what's happened, never mind what, let that go. Um and yes, allow those momentums to, by not looking at it, by not focusing, change your mind. That's it was for myself the hardest one. One of the hardest, one challenge was to let that old way of the same residual way of thinking. It was almost obsessive. But because I have that quality to go forward no matter what, I used my stubbornness and I changed it. Instead of driving myself to the ground, I said, wait a minute, stop that momentum. And it took 2 years. And every day, had to do the work. 2 years. And through that, I was homeless, got out of a bad relationship, got into another one, but that was a bad one too. There was, it was, and it was my own ideals I had to let go of. And those I held on to since I was a child. And it's, nope, you gotta let that go. And it's no longer relevant. This was part of the old template. And I was like, whew, okay. And I had to really surrender within, not to anything on the outside of you. Surrender within to yourself, higher self, to the creator. That sounds a little far, right? But if you say self, then you're the one that knows. You are the only one that's responsible for your own thoughts, feelings, actions, what you do with those three. Okay, relaxation. You can only connect with your magnificence and full potential when you relax deeply, for this allows your latent gifts and talents to emerge. In a state of calm relaxation, you can also handle your day-to-day challenges more easily, for you are able to flow through the seemingly impossible. Wisdom suggests you prioritize time for yourself. Breathe deeply. Do something you enjoy, as you are due a spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical recharge. Remember that relaxation goes hand in hand with vibrant health and peak performance. I take time to relax today. That's the affirmation. I take time to relax today. I'm taking a free little course thing, and I heard an analogy that I absolutely loved, and he shares it, and we can use the same analogy. You know when on your computer you have, it says, oh, updates are ready to be installed. It's like, okay. So you install the updates, and it's going to take a while. Just like when we are changing something inside, restructuring yourself, switching from that focus to that focus. So there's that software upgrade. So that it gets downloaded, right? And then it says, wait, we got to restart the computer. And you're like, but I thought once it's downloaded, I'm just good to go. And that's what we think about when we've learned things and we're doing it. And there has to be a processing time, an integration time. So the computer analogy here is you got to allow a time for reboot so that everything can be put into its proper place, programming wise, but within a similar analogy. And then when the computer starts over again and all the installation is done, starts over again, and then you have access to everything. Um, it's it's like us too. Someone that went through a big trauma. It takes a while. You may feel fine because the universe is benevolent and it makes sure that you're operational for whatever it is that you need to do on a day-to-day basis. And from just that, you may think that, oh, I'm good now. I could do this. I could do. No, no. Because you'll have an experience that tells you you are still, there's still some changes being done on the inside. And before you get to have everything that you've learned so far, before you have access to it, you've got to allow that time of rebooting. You got to get into those relaxation methods. The more peaceful you are, that's when all the healing happens the most. For a lot of people, uh, let's say the common cold, just the common cold, right? Uh, the thing that was needed was rest and water. That's it. That's the quickest way to heal it. Because if you keep going while you have, and you keep draining your vital energies, and then you're just pushing through, you're never giving yourself a chance. So you'll always be tired, and you'll always feel tired, and you'll just, it just doesn't stop, and then you're exhausted. Finally, you burn out, and you're always being triggered, or you feel triggered because you don't have the energy or the relaxation. You didn't allow yourself time to reboot and be able to handle the day to day, because you'll have more mental clarity with that too. You'll be able to use everything you've just learned because it got put in the right places for you to access it in an efficient way. Geez, I'm long-winded today. Okay, there's a lot to say. That new moon in Taurus, call it the black moon, it it really pushed on certain points on where it is that we need to focus or let go of. Or let's say I like using the color analogy. Uh, let's say blue is not a good color, red is what we should focus. This is just an example. It has not, I love blue, I love red, I love all the colors. I'm just using it as an example. Um, let's say blue is not good and red is good. Okay. The matrix, red or blue. And not good for you, right? Because okay, where was I? When you do that shift, when you do that push, it's gone. If I go too quickly and then I explain and I try to set it, I should just allow. See? Everybody learns. We're all in the same boat. Doesn't matter how a person looks that they're more advanced than you or this or that. That don't matter because the human experience says that at any level, even at the higher levels, you'll still have your challenges. You'll still have an experience to have and then to share for the next person. They can understand what they're going through. That's why this self-reflection is important because then you get to share that in one perspective and you may have people that'll be inspired or actually say thank you for sharing because a lot of people keep that on the inside and I would not know from heads or tails what to do in this situation at the moment, but your story inspired me that because you did it I can do it too. Okay, so this is the new understandings. It's part of the new template. We help each other out. I heard another another metaphor. It says the old template. Humans used to, let's say, little kids, right? They used to hold on to all their toys, and they make sure they hoard it. No one can touch it. And then the new template is the human learned to share, and as they share, there's more abundance for everybody. So, energetically speaking, this is awesome, and this is what we do now. We're sharing our experiences because we're all on the same planet. The energies that are around us is all the same energy, and it shifts and it changes, but we're all in this together. Okay, come here, baby. Come say hi. Kitty love, sharing kitty love, and thank you for coming to Cosmic Turtles. This is Tina. We'll see you another time. Later.